Keir doesn't understand that he needs to actually go out there and fight for the working class of this country. We were never going to get back in power. There's a great opportunity here with what the Tories have done over the last 2 or 3 years. This country's in total disarray. You know, if there was ever a need for a strong Labour leadership, it's now. Lots of MPs, no doubt about it, are supporting workers. There's lots of Labour Party members definitely supporting workers. But they should be a bit more vocal. They should be on the picket lines, but not just in the picket lines. That's one thing to do. But they actually, we should be starting to argue more about the cost of living crisis in this country. And it's quite clear now, the general public, despite some of the media trying to get the public against, for example, the rail workers, it's quite clear in the last couple of days, anybody in the public's been asked about the rail strikes, is not coming out and saying they don't agree with the strike. There might be inconvenience, and we get that. And I think RMT and ASLEF and TSSA understand that. They're inconveniencing people. But nobody's saying they're not right to argue for a decent pay rise. And I think that, there's millions of people in this country who are not in unions who want a pay rise too. One thing I would say to them, you should join unions and get in the union and organise yourselves. But there really is a cost of living crisis now.
What about Starmer? Do you think he made the right decision by sacking Sam?
No, and that's it's quite absolutely clear about that. There was no reason to sack him, and I don't accept his argument that it was because Sam Tarry made some statements on a picket line. Sam has been a member of the TSSA for a long number of years. In fact, he worked with the TSA for a number of years. Why wouldn't he support his fellow workers and friends and comrades in there? And I don't believe there's anything what Sam said in any of the interviews he gave that was wrong. I think he was standing up for the working class. He was standing up for his fellow trade union members, and I don't think he's anything to apologise for whatsoever. And I just think Keir Starmer and his leadership were completely wrong to have sacked him.
What would you tell him if you had 5 minutes with Keir?
I've had many minutes with Keir, and I've told him quite clearly. I've told him a few weeks ago that he has to start coming out and supporting workers in this country. And it's not just standing in the picket lines. He needs to be seen, the Labour Party needs to be seen to be supporting workers when they're in struggle. He needs to be seen, rather than discuss issues about who's going to be the next leader of the Tory party. That's not our worry. Our worry is about getting back into power, Labour back into power. And if Keir doesn't understand that he needs to actually go out there and fight for the working class of this country, we were never going to get back in power. There's a great opportunity here with what the Tories have done over the last 2 or 3 years. This country's in total disarray. If there was ever a need for a strong Labour leadership, it's now. And I believe that Keir has to stand up and support those workers, or he has to leave.